Greetings everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make homemade mac and cheese. The very first step, obviously, is you boil your macaronis, but you start with a pot of water. I put some veggie oil in there. That helps the macaronis not stick to each other. And then we'll turn on the burner, just like that. And make sure the pot is straight.
Is that timer almost off?
So now that your water is boiling, we're going to pour in our macaronis. I used to do a little bit of it first, and then add the rest, so it doesn't create a massive explosion of water over the side of the pans, because that would be bad. So we'll do a timer. I'm going to say 12 minutes on these macaroni noodles. Roughly 10 to 12 minutes on the noodles to get them done. So now, while we're waiting for the macaronis to cook, we're going to go ahead and grease our pan, and I like to use the Crisco to grease the pan. I actually prefer to hold the pan this way instead of this hand. So there you have it. Whoa, Johnny Gregor. Alright, so now that the macaronis are done, I'm going to bring them over here to the strainer. Steam it, and we're going to strain them. You don't rinse them, you just strain them. Right, Mom? Right. Alright, so we're getting ready to go on to the next step. You'll need these three ingredients: flour, butter, and milk. Now you need, the recipe I have says to use 3 tablespoons of butter, but I use a whole stick because it just makes it taste that much better. Then 2 cups of milk, and then you're going to need 3 tablespoons of flour. Now we're going to start by melting our whole stick of butter here in this smaller saucepan. Put that in there. So basically, you let that melt, and you just kind of stir it around, either with a spoon or a whisk, whichever you want to use. In this pan, we're going to pour in milk. And we're going to turn that on. And for the milk, you just want to slowly stir it until it gets hot. So we're melting butter and stirring milk at the same time. let's check on our butter. You see our butter starting to melt. Pretty good. Well, as you can see, our butter is melted, so now we're going to add in our 3 tablespoons of flour. One. 2. 3. And I'm making a mess. I know. But now we're just gonna... Goodness. Jimmy made a messy... So now that our milk is nice and hot here, we're gonna go ahead and add in our flour and butter mixture. I'm actually going to switch to my whisk here. So now we're going to add our most important ingredient to making mac and cheese. That would be the cheese. And I got a bag of mild cheddar cheese, and I have a bag of sharp cheddar cheese. So we're going to melt the entire bag of mild cheddar cheese, a little bit at a time, obviously. I'm going to get my whisk. Dump in a little bit. And stir. Now usually I use the entire bag of mild in the pan and half the bag of sharp. And I saved and about 3/4 of the bag of sharp. I saved the rest of the sharp cheddar cheese. About 3/4 to half the bag. I saved the rest to put on the top of the mac and cheese before it gets in the oven. Gets put in the oven to bake. Speaking of that, we're going to set our oven to bake at 425. See how it's becoming very cheesy? And just look at that. Oh yeah. Right, and the rest of the little bit we'll save for the final part. This is why you saw me grease the pan earlier. You want to have the pan greased and ready so you don't have to worry about this cheese mixture burning up on the stove while you're greasing the pan. Just gonna keep stirring. Making macaroni and cheese is a lot of work. That's why we only do it several times a year. Mainly like Easter, Thanksgiving, holidays, even Christmas. Alright, so now you're going to put your whisk to the side, and you're going to get your macaronis. Hang on now. You want to get your macaronis, and you want to start adding the macaronis in. And I'm trying to do this very carefully so I don't make a mess. There's some of your macaronis might miss the pan, and that's okay. And there goes a couple. There goes some more. And a bunch more. Now you just want to stir it like this. And please do beware. You may not have macaronis fall out as you stir as well. And you can see the cheese getting mixed onto your macaronis. Beautiful. You can see the cheese getting all over the macaronis. Macaroni is my favorite all-time side dish. Macaroni and cheese, I mean. Followed closely by mashed potatoes. And then green beans after that, which you can see on the back burner. Now, we're gonna dump the mac and cheese right out. His pan is heavy, by the way. Into our casserole dish. Let's put this back on the stove behind me. Bag. And you can spread out your macaroni noodles. Just check your pan, make sure you didn't miss any noodles. There. Now we're going to take that extra cheese that I told you guys about. And we're going to spread that cheese out on the mac and cheese. And now I'm going to answer my mom's question, so. But there you have it. That's what it looks like it before it goes in. So I'm going to get my oven mitts here. Now that our stove is at 425. And we're going to put this mac and cheese in the oven. And we're going to bake it for 20 minutes. At 425. Alright guys, now you have your homemade mac and cheese. This is for Easter dinner today. It's going to be delicious. And it looks very good, doesn't it? Guys, have a happy Easter and a blessed day. He is risen, and he has risen indeed.